We are still here. We are still here. Children have no clothes, no in a bad house, no piped water, no electricity.
Now, General Museveni is Kyagulanyi's manifesto. What Kyagulanyi provided as his manifesto is now what General Museveni is talking about. Poor housing, electricity, piped water. That's Kyagulanyi. That's what is in Kyagulanyi's manifesto, and it's not in Museveni's manifesto. Now is what is preaching Yakopie. But he has been here for over 40 years. Why have you not providing piped water to people? Why are you not extending electricity to every household in Uganda? Why are you not making electricity cheaper? Why people are not having houses? Why in 40 years? And now you are talking that you are going to do it in the next 5 years, yet you have failed to do it in the 40 years? Oh, this is just a joke.
So that's why the NRM says, please, don't Nino, and you just talk donglobo, and you forget Lonyo. Lonyo is yours. Donglobo is ours. Lonyo belongs to you as an individual, to the family, or a company. But Donglobo is ours. And this is where the problem has been. At independence, only 9% of the homesteads were in the money economy. The rest were doing teach, may each keken. And that's where the danger is. If you are doing only teach, may each keken, you may get food, you may get malukwang, but sente tie kwene. This is where the NRM says, please, please, please.
So
we are people. Me, I want to go to heaven. I don't want to go to hell.
President,
and as a leader, I cannot stand here and tell people tarmac roads, what, and then I don't talk. I don't talk about the Lonyo.
But this guy is a retard. How can you talk about Lonyo? Okay? My own money. My money in my pocket. How will I get it without the public service? How will I get money in my pocket without the better roads, better schools, better health care, better water services? How will I get my money? How? Yet I must use these public services for me to get money for myself and my family. But we have poor roads, poor public service, and you are asking me to get money from where? I have to use the public services so that I can get my money. I can't use my money to get my money with the poor public services. Meaning, whatever little I have, I use it on the Lord, and it will get finished. Even in the profits I would have got from my produces, they will get finished along the way because of bad loads. The car I will be using It will break it down. I have to take it into garage and I buy expensive spares. Okay, I have to use a lot of fuel, double fuel. The liters I would have used on the way, they will now double. Okay, because of bad loads, and that will be consuming all my profits. Amagoba kayo gonna kaja bagatwalibwa olwokuba nkwata amafuta ge nandivuza amafuta lite 10 nja kuvuga lita 20 olw'enguudo embi. Okitegedde? Ono mwami mfuza kusooka okutereeza enguudo zibeere nnungi nga nandivuza amafuta lita 10 nvuge 10. Amagoba ge nandibadde nfuna ku birime byange ku mwanyi zange ku mboga zange nga sigalewo nga kozesa okwezimba. Njaga kwatanga teke ate ngongere mu mafuta kubanga amafuta ganyo okuntuusa kubanga badde mmotoka njivuga ebebbera amafuta ne gagwamu mu kkubo ne gatantuusa ne nnyongeramu ne nkwata ku magoba gange ate ne ngateeka mu mmotoka. Kireza nakudde waka nga sina n'abantu balina kyagenda bagenda kulya naye nkodo.
Because even if we do a tarmac road, it will be for the rich people to drive and enjoy themselves.
Negoli ndowooza y'omusajja bw'otamakenga oluguudo n'obeera lulungi mbulira kubalwa abagagga okuyitako mbadde n'okwo ku luguudo olwo lw'okoze obulungi n'abasuubuzi bajja okungulako byennima oba byennunda kwe bajja okuyita bwe lubanga lubanguyira okuyitako bajja kwanguyira okujja gye nnimira oba gye nnundira bagule ebintu byange nfune akasente tebajja kundondola kubanga oluguudo lutambula bulungi terubamenya okitegedde terubasala naye enguudo zibasala bazitekamu sente nyingi okujja okuntukako nze atunda ebirime. Okitegedde? Kitegeeza nze sigenda kufunamu always. Gwe ngowooza mbuno enguudo zinakoza abagagga nange zinnyamba. Abasuubuzi abo bajja kuyita ku nguudo ezo bajje bagule byennima byennunda babitwale mu katale mangu bafunemu ate nange bakumwere n'olulala banguleko era nfunemu nabo bagende bafunemu bwe bito bwe bikola ne bwira omusajja nga tafa ku byanguudo mu kubanga bijja kubitwako bagagga lwaki obwongo bw'abantu abutuvula bwatu ng'abasirusiru kyokka bwe mbanga sina mmotoka eyita ku luguudo agenda okungula kutajja kuyita okwajja kungula naye no Museveni aliddwa yasigala mu myaka gya 18.
The poor people, yes, they may find it easier to travel by public means. So here, when I checked 2013, I found that only 32% of the people in the homesteads were in the money economy in Uganda.
And then percent pira de we are Uganda can take the teacher ma tia que that in chente mori chauge.
68% were still in teach me each keken.
Percent pira bichel we are bored 12 put yet you can teach me each keken.
That's how I started Operation Wealth Creation.
And kitu mi anete chakukere Operation Wealth Creation nyo jo America monya ribinuti uborwakan.
We had started other programs like NADS, and so on. But still, the people outside the money economy were 68%. That's why I had to involve the army. And the army did a good job. Even our daughter here was also involved. I remember she was also involved in that.
Yes, I was also in OWC, yes. Was a technical advisor.
She was involved in this our daughter. They did a good job. Distributed seedlings. And the number of people working only for the stomach went down to 39%. That's why now I decided to start PDM. And the leaders supported me. And the PDM has been doing some good work. Here in Lango, I remember some examples when I was here. There was that boy Okello, the one he's from. Let us see on the screen what he's doing.
Ebintu byayogera mu 2000 ne kati byakyayogera bwe butambi bwakyajjayo n'alaga abantu ne bana kyoga twali balaba kulaakulana ono yekka yakyakula naye Geno Museveni.
There you are.
So entian you to farm Okello Joel ametiache. Let
me summarize for you. Okello is not in London.
Ni Okello peti lobolaya.
Is not in Europe.
Pera ti Europe kucha.
Tikan. Here in Amolatar. And you hear from the cows and from the goats and from the crops, that young man is earning 480 million shillings net after removing the cost.
No million miang when ni piera bor nep amen wo cholo do jamu ko dushu.
Now that is Okello.
Manno Okello Joel no.
He's educated.
Ubero dano kwano.
He's an engineer.
Ubero dana met you teaching.
But not all engineers are jalonyo.
Eto pe jo kwano teaching dushu bero jo lon.
Some engineers are also luchan.
Ujo titi. Because
they don't know what to do. So our son Okello is a bright engineer. Knows what to do.
So Okello beratinwa mengeongo meatima.
But there are my people who are not so educated, but who have listened to our message.
Tijo amedanga mepeo kwano, amepe gire uworo gina bori kwan, ento tiu winyu lokere, amen beru lokere wakare dushu.
There is an appeal of leader. Let's see what she's doing.
Tinga tamo luoni appeal, ame yai lera, konyuti wa, inena kopi wa.
The story of appeal. But she did not even have land. When she got the 1 million PDM, she hired land from other people and planted maize and harvested it. Harvested 45 bags. Sold 40. She had her chura there. You heard what she was saying. Then now she has bought sheep. So she's getting from the crop. But now she's also having sheep now. And you can see how smart our people are. Me in my head, I was not remembering sheep. But Apio knows sheep is good business. So I asked her, who buys sheep? She said people from South Sudan like sheep. So you can see Apio is more advanced than the economists in Kampala. So therefore, what I'm appealing to all of you Ugandans, chase Chan from your home. And do it by doing something that will bring food on your table, but also money in your pocket. And the government has already given you how to start. This PDM money, 1 million, 100 million per parish per year. In 5 years, that is 500 million in one parish. And in the third year, the ones who got first give back to the circle. The money will never come back to the government. It will remain in your parish. So that other people use it also. So in the third year, the ones who got first will pay back. You got 1 million. You now pay 1,125,000. 20,000. So very easy money. You people stop pushing the ones in front. I can see all of you. We don't want to tow here. So don't push it. The ones behind stay behind. So let's chase poverty out of Uganda. With the PDM, when they checked, I think it was last year, 67% of the homesteads were in the money economy now. Only 33 were in the working only for the stomach. So now this is my point a deck. Point and when teach. You hear people talking jobs. There is Okulemara. Okulemara is a Bantu word for people when they become disoriented or disabled. Now there was Okulemara in the colonial times. People came to believe that working in the government as clerks is the job. This is wrong. You find a farmer, then you say, what is your job? He says, I have no job. You have no job. You are the one feeding us. Without you, we would die. So agriculture is job. Fishing is job. So when you create wealth,
Ka yiri kelo lonyo.
You also create jobs.
Ikelo dang tich yakina jo.
I don't know whether Okoro you can see how many jobs he has created.
Merni jono nyuti white television kano jo adia metia tich famu kelo.
The one I remember who showed us the jobs was the boy from Bunyoro, Biamukama. They say Biamukama.
Nutia kobni nyuta wubi moro metutu nyoro kucha. Ame okobi white jo adia metia tich famere.
Member of Parliament of Buganges West constituency. Because 11,000 birds supply, you get about 7.1 million, and I have a visit for it.
Ko wori chako pe fo eka model nyo model me puri potiang wen ame anaka president lorie.
And he went and started.
Ente wote wo chako.
And you have heard what he's doing.
Da wuni winyu gina meno kobo.
The eggs,
Ente kobo kom tongwen.
the cows,
Kom dog.
the pineapple,
Kere nanasi.
the coffee,
Kere kawa.
and also the pigs, but the
Na kere punni.
pigs he gives them free to his.
Eno koni punni ene mio jo mere meno no make me yuginang chako
But
ginoro.
from the eggs alone,
Eti yite chatu tongwen okeken.
he gets 55 million shillings net per month.
En 1 million per a beach we a beach due. Amedo nuchiente moro kene do peye. Modo
That's more
net
than-
terreno magoba mere.
That's more than 600 million in a year.
Mono lo 4 million mia beach eloko yi mo hachiel.
Not in Europe,
Peti yi lobolaya kusha.
not in China,
Pera dokti China kusha.
in Bunyoro here. Bunyoro
Momenti yi unyoro kane ngerwa kan.
getting 600 million shillings net from eggs.
Tien wongo million mia bichel yi
But-
tongwen okeken.
In his case, I wanted to show you the job. Bring back that picture of the workers.
Entia komini duogo kakana motia nyututishi ye.
Bring the picture, the one I told you to freeze.
Entia nyutu monu chala jo chungu monu tishen no.
This boy has now created jobs for 26 other Ugandans.
Eni chani tidu uchojo pira rio wia bichel. Ametia tijbore yifa mere.
So you cannot talk of jobs, many jobs, without wealth creation.
Entia komini peoromo loko kobi kom tij. Kape okelo lanyo. Ichinjo.
These are jobs from agriculture.
Monu ticha me yaka iko pepur keken.
Let us see jobs from factories.
Amenia nyuti wuti. Ame ya ikom tichi chumi.
Factories,
Utiki ni kajo mia ngweni pia.
but I hear they're employing 1.2 million people.
Ame utiwa choyu ti milioni cheli la hario.
If you put together all the government jobs,
Kayini kero uticha gamente ame tiu dushi Uganda kan.
there are 480,000.
Utiki ni kajo mia ngweni pia bit keken.
So the factories are already employing many more people
Nyuruni chumi tidwa achoyu joy ticha duonga me lojo atiu ticha gamente ko.
than all the government jobs.
Ame lo tu ducha me gamente tia ami.
So therefore,
Eno mi wanatia lok ko bone.
all the Ugandans need to know that jobs come from wealth.
Unywali me Uganda du miru ngeni ti yai kom lonyo.
Wealth can be in agriculture,
Lonyo romo yai pur.
can be in manufacturing,
Romo yai ticha me jama me yai chuma.
can be in services like hotels and so
Romo
on.
yai kopi hotel bora jamu kene ni dusu.
So this is our fourth point.
Monu poi na mangwene no kopi kom teach.
Point at beach
Poi na mabit
are services
obero me teach.
like,
Yakina jo.
like health,
Ubero jami ame konyo konyo wa chalo kopikom yotkom
like security,
kopikom uti amela kopikom kuch
like education,
kopikom kwan
transport.
kopikom gimewot nyotoki.
Those are services.
Monu jama me konyo wa metiti mujami mogi yakina wa.
Now, the NRM has built health centers all over the country.
Now, government NRM tiugero dakatale nyo health centers atitini sub counties wadushu.
They can give you the number of the health center cities.
Manu jono ramo mi number a health center dek ameo tiugeri gomole popat.
The schools.
Chukula meo gero.
So what I'm persuading our NRM leaders and all of you to do is that we have already done a lot of work. But in the coming term, I want us to be very strict and really help our poor people. With health, immunization is doing very well. That's why you no longer have polio and so on. But the curative side is not doing so well. You hear that the health workers are stealing drugs. So we must stop this. All of us. Because these health centers are not in Congo, they are not in Sudan, they are here. And we have got government structures everywhere. We have got the government, but also the wananchi representatives like the LCs. So wherever you are, stop this theft of drugs. I will set up my own spy network in addition to whatever is there to catch those who steal government drugs. As we are catching the ones who are stealing the PDM money. But you, the people, also should do your part. On the issue of education, I want you to see the damage which is done by the school charges in government schools. Let us see the skilling hubs where the young people are giving testimony. Let us see the one let us see the one of Lango.
Betinga ne juice processor nabya isinga uti mubiri so muna isangana ibindu byerekole juice ebe kaite sibawa ribi bikakebere rutu ko le abantu instead of yukapekengai so muno a program.
Now these are young people, they will get the one of Lango before I leave here.
Mo and melao ametunyutiwa a program amega mento chaho amebuli wa yai kante puonyerelera.
This one who was speaking is from Kasese. But they all have the same testimony. Their lives had been ruined.
Kwogi onwo bale do ngateka petwere.
They had left school.
Gindo onwo ya ko chuku we do kwano ko.
They have left school. Why? Because of the school charges.
Pien chuku le onwo tia penyu tiente duan.
So when I started the skilling hubs,
Icha en ende de cha ko kireme puonyugi region chela mo luoni skilling hub.
they came to study free.
Gino te binu me puonyere no.
Now you see the products they are making. Let's see the products they are making.
Tia koni nyuti wa kijamba me otino wani do tia tiyo. Bayi rwa mamalo.
Building,
Ti ugedo.
all just in 6 months.
Jami no duju ti puonyere gini yonge dwera bichiel keken.
And I teach them free.
Da puonyo gi men no.
But you hear their testimonies.
Eto kayini winyu cha den na gino miyo.
Their lives had come to an end.
Nuodo kwogi nuoda do gi huko.
So I want to appeal to the NRM fraternity.
Atia kwa yotela me NRM keru chwaka NRM duche tikan.
In the next government,
Igamenta me abinu ni.
let's get rid of school charges in government schools.
Ukwanyu unu kope chien na me ochole ichukula gamente ko.
They have been talking about shortage of teachers.
Utia ubero kobuni namba puonye petia roma ber me puonyo tino.
We shall increase the teachers by 50,000
Wanu me du namba puonye chuchok tutumia piera big twal.
so that there is no shortage of teachers
Me we kope namba puonye bedo pe.
and there is no reason for charging money from
Do peti kitore do kono penyu kere chiende boto nyuali me cholo puonye. Pien gamenta binu ni do achoyo puonye tutumia piera big twal.
and that's why we should emphasize day schools.
Eno mi wati ukwayo ni katwere chukule dujo yayo tino yayi pasho me duoko ko me chol bing.
One primary school per parish,
Chukule primary chela parish.
one secondary school per sub-county,
Secondary school mirbedi sub-county wadushu.
so that the children study and go home.
Me weko tino woru kwano te doho ko pachige.
And the reason for this
Ginumi wano tima man.
is to concentrate on education costs,
Me weko munen kirango me duoko well chukul dok ping.
classrooms,
Kaka kwano tino.
laboratories,
Kere kaka meti mupeng.
library,
Kaka kwan.
teacher's house,
Burra ka buru puonye.
sports ground.
Kere kaka tuko tino.
This is what you need to teach.
Monu jemme me mier wano puony. Kere tino wa.
I landed at a school where I landed with the helicopter,
Eno landing yi school loka Romi primary no.
and I was joking with the children there.
Ninu etu kere tino ratre kere tino.
The boarding schools have additional costs.
Ente ko lo kere tino ni ka tino puri chukul mi wel chenne me kwan wormalo.
Which have nothing to do with education.
Ame pera meru ginoro nyo yogo ginori ko bi kom kwan na tin.
You have Nino, you have Nino, sleep, where to sleep.
Lueti kaka buru.
You can sleep at home
Kiramu kiri buru pasho.
and come and study.
Itedu kwan.
You have charm,
Nu chem dati pasho.
you can charm at home
Kiramu chem pasho.
and you come to study.
Aite binu kwan.
You can, there are so many courses which have nothing, which are not educational, but other things.
Si jamma me umiru ni unywal choli. Alubere ko pe boarding. Etu jammi no pe yubu kwan na tin na tuali.
So therefore, let's discuss and fine-tune this.
Enti akobni monu beru gina me miru laru unu ko pera ber.
So-
Eka te yubu unu.
That is my point. Our point, a beach.
Monu point na mabishe no.
A beachel
Point na mabichel.
is market.
Uberu kopi kom chup.
If you produce all those things we are talking about,
Nika waru upuru unu jammi do duchuti nyutu no.
where will you sell them?
Ucha to kikwene.
That's why the NRM is always against tribalism.
Enemy NRM pe miru kope poka ibe kopi kom rock. Unyo kaka.
When their children produce sim-sim,
Ka choli kusho puru ni.
or the language produce sunflower.
Eka langi te puru sunflower.
The market in language is not enough.
Chuke lao ke ken peromo.
You need the Kampala market.
Nuwa miru te dok jambi wana Kampala.
So that's why we say, love Uganda.
Enemy wante kobuni miru maru unu Uganda.
Why? Why?
Pingo.
Because you need it for your own welfare, for your own prosperity.
Bien lobo wa me Uganda ni utiu mita tek me mi yu kwawa bera be ke la loha loha kwawa.
Love East Africa.
Madang lobe me rumu Uganda me ti East Africa.
Why?
Pingo.
You need East Africa as a market.
Bien lobe me rumu wano mite me mi yu chupi jami wa.
You had Apio teaching me economics that the sheep she's rearing are bought by South Sudanese.
Entia kobini winyu kitapi onu tia puonye kere kope economics. Ni mera ne tia pitucha jo ame binu wilu ya South Sudan.
So all of these political actors moving around, politics is about what?
Entia koni wanu po we be me cha du be lokoka we be ni karo bero ngon. Teaching on no.
NRM says politics is about prosperity and security.
Entia koni NRM komuni we be ubero kopi kom lonyo.
And that's why we say patriotism, love Uganda.
Entia komuni memi you want teach kare chel mirma lobo wa me Uganda.
Pan-Africanism, love Africa.
Ekai kome lobo chol mirma unu lobo chol.
Why? Because you need them for your prosperity. The final word is strategic security. We need to think not just about Uganda but about East Africa.
Kada wanu kopi kom kuj pe miru par ka pe Uganda keken ento par pe loba da rumu Uganda ameti East Africa.
People here in the north know that if South Sudan is not stable, even they disturb us here.
Wani tumalo me Uganda kan wanu ngeni South Sudan petia bear ginu dudangu yelo waitungi.
So the work of the NRM in the last 40 years
donc teacher NRM mwaki pierangwen no karange
has been around these 7 points.
And
that's why Uganda has been stable. And if we do what I have recommended, there is one Indian who told me that Uganda is the land of the 3 Ps.
Uganda bero titi ubero lobo ameti jamme pa adek ye
pa adek peaceful
me chel pa chel ubero kuch
pleasant
me rio ubero loba amonya me chel
and profitable
me ade ubero loba ma goba ti ye.
This is what an Indian told me.
Monu gina ma yinu ko beno.
Now, coming to some issues here, I'm
glad
you liked my idea of the 5 cows per homestead. Instead of the other chaotic and method of cattle compensation which we did. So apoyo. Thank you for supporting it. I've already instructed the government to plan how to implement it. Because of other demands, we may not be able to do it in 1 year. But more we shall do it. Now, the banya of Dokolo Moratar, Namasale Road. I know that Banya. You don't waste your time.
You Banya, Wame Yo, Menamasale Wood Dogolo, and you Banya no Mateka Petuera.
And the one of Ochero to here.
Kerena me Yao Chero, Dan Binukan.
Now, the fisheries.
Come Melchi.
There have been some struggle between the fisheries unit and some of our local people.
Near Yella Note, Yakino Chick, Kerjok, KU, FBU, Ameti Nam.
And the other member of UPC was injured one time in that struggle.
And Tia Kobune MP wa me Moratar, Binu, one of TNA Copicum Ochik.
The member of parliament.
Member of parliament, Honorable Bitek.
But these days he's a good friend of mine. So for me, the fisheries, we need the fisheries of the lake. But also we need to do a lot of fish farming. You are now misusing our wetlands. When I was coming here, I saw you putting your rice in the swamp. That's improper. That is misusing. Let me show you what I'm doing in Parisa. Limoto. What those people are saying, they are saying that they were growing that rice in the swamp. But they were getting very little from the rice. From an acre of swamp, they would get 6 bags. And the total will be like 1.3 million. But when I made fish ponds for them on the periphery, on the periphery of the swamp, not in the center of the swamp, they are earning now more than 70 million shillings. Even here in Rangwa, I think I have a fish pond there.
Yes, there is a fish pond that the ministry is helping in Amolatar.
Very good. Yeah. So you would earn much more from fish ponds than from this rice. So entia kobuni inuchenta duong ibechi piturech iloyo pur wakao mecho me pur chere. Therefore, both for providing food and also economics. Do nuo retia konyi kopi komi yuchem endo danua ketuchente mori ichao. I'm raising money to do a lot of fish farming in Rango, in Teso, in Busoga, in Bukedi. And konietie mo yuchente maybe nucha kopi turecha duong yilaukan yiteso keri yibusoga. The individuals cannot do it well. Ngara chela chelpe ramoti mukene. Because it needs a bit more money to make the fish ponds. So it will be the government to do the fish ponds. We shall therefore deal with that issue. But when I get time, I will call the MPs from the fishing areas. And some people were telling me about how we can allow local fishing for just food for some days and so on. Now I want to find out how that can be done.
Enti atamani koi pen tam no kirango ame kuri jamino romuti yukere.
As we wait for the big fish project,
Me weka ukuro piturate your project me piturate a duong me government tia planning.
how can the indigenous people do the fishing without damaging the fish?
Nikirango ame romuti kukere nam eta me nupe abalo nam.
So I will call all the MPs of Amoratar,
Erukoni luongo wan MPs me Amolatar,
Nakasongola,
jo me Nakasongola,
maybe Busoga,
kere jo me Busoga,
a little bit of Teso,
kere jo moga me yai Tesodan,
and some from Lake Edward area.
kere jo me yai tu na me Lake Edward me tutu Western.
So that I don't kutomera, I don't bump into something I have
Me
not
we
studied
pardon
yet.
ya chakti muginoro ame nu petia bear.
Now for the technical school,
For the technical school,
Which was
the technical school ame ab chairman ukwao,
which was proposed by the chairman,
ame chairman upenyo.
that's our plan,
Mono plan wa no.
to build a technical school per district,
Mecho megero technical school a chela district a chela.
a government technical school.
The technical school nyoka ponyo teaching ame nu ber me agamente.
So if Amorata does not have a technical school already,
Ni amora ka mora tarpe kere technical school,
then we shall build it
then nu ugero.
and name it after the elder you mentioned.
Te ute kochoyo nying late latigolal.
On the circles,
Te kobukobi kom sako,
we are going to start a circle for the fishermen,
eruko ni utio juba mechako sako ajo chik.
because fishing requires more money
Pien chik rech miru chenta duong.
than PDM.
Ame pe law chenta me wano gamo me PDM ko.
So we shall start a separate fund
The one you government you bo chente pe uchik kengi
for the fishing communities.
pe jo ameti ko mechik.
Now finally for the borders,
Me giki mere pe border.
we are already starting circles, supporting those circles.
Ni wano tido chako sako ko me supporting border.
But now, because of the elections,
Man pikope yera pikope campaign no cha herene.
the law does not allow me to donate money now.
Chigdo pe ye me mi yu chenne.
So let's wait, let's finish this work
Niko tiek tij me campaign ko.
of Queer Maber,
Utie hunu kwira bear.
and then we shall deal with the circles.
Eka ote dealing kede kop me sako.
Apoyo Matek,
Apoyo tek.
Enarem Jew, Apoyo Rubanga.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for your message to our people. We have two activities.
Nimwe mula abantu bagana bano bonna bali tired bakoowu tebalinamu mulaalo n'emu kubanga babasomye busombe baleetawo tebeereese abantu ababeereese balina vibe gye babeeramu baba basanyufu nnyo kubanga balina omukulembeze waabwe ne bano baba leese ne babadampinga